All right, Carolina Preps fans, the spring football tour continues. I am now in Southeast Raleigh High School. Coach Edwin Campbell, coach, I've known you a long time, and I've watched you through your process of taking over this program at Southeast since 2020. And wasn't the most ideal situation. A team that had won a couple games here and there, and you even took some bumps and bruises that first year. But now look at it. You guys had an incredible 2023 season. And now the prospects at 25, I think the expectations are really high, and I think things are looking on the up and up for you and your Bulldogs.
Absolutely, coach. We've got I think eight, maybe nine Division One guys coming back. Um, but not only that, we've got a number of starters coming back, guys who got it done on Friday nights. But then I think we're excited about some of the guys coming up from the JV group that they're ready to pitch in as well. So I think we've got a talented group coming back. We're big, we're fast, we're athletic. So we just look forward to what the season brings.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you said. You know, you had some good guys on that JV team. They're obviously coached up. One thing I was, mildly concerned about is just looking at your non-conference schedule going into your conference. The 7A is just going to be brutally competitive from top to bottom, regardless. And then, you look at your non-conference playing, some of the best. Greensboro, Dudley, and I think a couple other guys,
Cardinal
Irmo.
Gibbs. Cardinal
Irmo,
Gibbs.
Dudley, Gibbons. I mean, that's some good programs. So you guys are going to be battle tested nonetheless before you get into conference play with the likes of Clayton and Cleveland and Garner and South Garner and all those guys.
Yep. I think what we wanted to do, Chris, is we wanted to challenge ourselves in the non-conference. When you play teams with state championship appearances, but not only state championship appearances, but state championship level head coaches, as like Dudley, a prestigious program, just like Cardinal Gibbons. But even the other two opponents that we play in our non-conference, Enloe is a playoff team who they're on the rise, and East Wake was a playoff team last year as well. So it'll be no nights off. I think all of four of those games will get us prepared for our conference, which I think is the toughest conference in the 7A, with it being an all 7A
Sure.
conference. You've got Cleveland, who's always good. They haven't lost a regular season game in probably 5 or 6 years. Clayton, who's really good. Garner, who's really good, who's a rival who we keep. We fell short to him last year twice. South Garner is really good. Coach Hall at Fuquay does a great job as well. And then we've got a new team in our conference, Smithfield, who I think is on the come up as well. So it'll be no nights off. We'll have 10 weeks of challenges, and hopefully we'll be able to step up to the plate.
What's your team's plan for your spring workouts? Are you going later on in May, or like what y'all's plans for getting your off season workout going into the summer months?
So with our schedule, Chris, we get out of school. Our graduation is on May 22nd. So we start spring ball this week, and once we start, we have to kind of break it up because we do still have some guys running track, playing baseball, and doing things like that. So we have to kind of find. We don't usually ever get the full 10 days that our county allows us. We usually get about 7 or 8, but we do get to start our summer workouts earlier. Um, We've got a high number of kids playing baseball and running track, so that's been good. But we do have great turnout in the weight room. Kids are working hard, and the track numbers are really good, which is where I wanted to see us grow at as a program anyway. But what we want to do in the spring is get some of our base installs in offense, defense, and introduce our special team stuff. But not only that, we have like a get to versus a got to method, right? We want our kids, like when we open the doors for football, we want them to really understand like this is it, like we're starting now, versus you know, got to, like where it feels like more of a you're forcing them to do it, right? We
Mm-hmm.
want them to when we open those doors, we want them to come running, and that's what they do. So we embrace the spring ball, and we obviously, I think summer though is where we get most of our extra work in.
Well, one last thing. You mentioned some of the talent you got coming up, some of the young guys. Who are some of the players that really excite you going into this season? We'll let you answer that phone. Well, there we go.
I think some of the guys. I mean, we got some guys with bigger names. You got Kisani Laser, who's a 3-year guy. We got Tadrick Powell, who's another 3-year starter. We've got two young running backs who I think are going to be extremely explosive, in James Adams and Christian Freeman. Um, Two wide receivers who come back off big seasons, Adam Saunders and Tyrus White, who I think will be explosive on the offensive side of the ball. Our offensive line will be led by Grayson Williams, who's a big name that everybody will know. But we've got a number of guys who just have been consistent with us. You got Josiah Harden, Jaquan Higgins. Those guys are going to be like linchpins on our defense. Robert McCullough. And then I think we're looking for some guys to step up in the secondary, some guys that played a lot of minutes. And then, like I said, we got some young guys on JV. We got Heath and Albert. I can name guys all day long. We got some guys who I'm excited to see play, man. So
Oh yeah.
I'm just ready for them to get to work.
Well, not just that, and you got a big coaching staff. You got a lot of guys coaching in the building. That's a huge plus for any program. Coach, I appreciate you allowing me to come by and just talk some ball today. I'm excited about the prospects of this team, and look forward to seeing what you guys can put up on the scoreboard this year.
Thanks, Chris. And like I said, man, our administration, we've got eight coaches in the building. Administration does a great job with that. But the coaches do a great job of just doing what they're
Yeah.
supposed to do every day, because a lot of times guys get in positions and they don't really just see it through. But our guys, they do a great job of the day-to-day process,
Yes.
which I think our kids see that, which has helped us grow as a program.
Yes.
But thank you and Carolina Press for everything y'all do for high school sports. And thank you for coming to visit with us.
Thanks, Coach Campbell, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.